Well, well, well. Man, there's a lot of little bitty reports going on about the Dallas Cowboys because, man, the Cowboys got a few things that they need to accomplish. And everybody is looking at Jerry Jones and wondering if he is going to accomplish these things. And so, one of the big milestones the Cowboys have to do this coming off season is that the Cowboys have got to extend George Pickens. But the problem is, the George Pickens stuff, it's not going to stop. It's just not going to stop until Jerry stops it. Jerry is going to have to stop it, and the way Jerry is going to have to stop it is that Jerry is going to have to sign George Pickens or extend George Pickens. And the question is, will he be able to do it? Because the drama is building from all over the place. And my question to Dallas Cowboy fans tonight is, do we trust Jerry Jones to do the right thing? Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Yep, let's go. Let's go. I am not worried about the Dallas Cowboys. I do believe Jerry is going to do the right thing. I do believe Jerry's going to do the right thing. But nevertheless, we're going to talk about it because that is the big question that a lot of people have. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you know the next time we post another video or go live, and we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member, subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? Man, we got a lot more things coming up the remainder of this year. Now let's talk facts. Man, we got a heck of a show today. Heck of a show today. Jeremy Fowler has brought up a question that I hadn't pondered. The question is, will Pickens sign the franchise tag? We're going to talk about that tonight. Then we're going to look at a little segment over on ESPN, and they're talking about Pickens and what Pickens should take and what Pickens shouldn't take. Then we're going to look at Michael Parsons getting destroyed by one Shannon Sharpe. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because the Dallas Cowboys are actually a part of the conversation that Shannon Sharpe is having about Michael Parsons. And then I got a little snippet from Jane Slater. She was talking about Christian Parker. I got a little something about what the Cowboys need to do as far as drafting defense. And then I think I got something with Mina Kimes and Hasselbeck talking about trusting Jerry Jones. Come on, guys, it's the off season. I'm out here, man, scrumming, scrounging, and digging through every little fact I can find about the Dallas Cowboys, every little discussion. So it is what it is. It's the off season. We got the combine coming up, I believe, next week. So we'll have even more things to talk about that'll probably be a lot more valid as it applies to the Dallas Cowboys. But this is the show for the day. Will Pickens sign? ESPN on Pickens. Parsons destroyed. Skip challenge. James Slater. Draft defense. Trust Jerry Jones. Let's go. Let's get it. I think I got that Quentin Williams dance mastered, man. I did it at the restaurant the other day, and my wife said, she said, stop. I plan on doing this all this coming season. Let's go. All right, let's see who was in here. Let's get this roll call going so we can get this show on the road on this Thursday afternoon. Dolores, what's going on? She said, I'm getting excited about the season. Coming to Dallas for the game against the Eagles when the schedule come out so I can buy me some tickets. Let's go. Jason Lewis, Cujo in the house. 903. Yes, sir. That's my stomping grounds, Cujo. Man, that's that old, hey, John Tyler. Jason Lewis, man, I was in town last weekend, man. I didn't recognize the high school, man. I didn't recognize the high school. Looking like a university over there. Yeah, Jerry's moving different, but I wish he signed GP and killed this noise. It's early. Every season, we as a fan have to go through the drama of re-signing players. We're going to see. Let's see if Jerry keeps us going through it. Kippy! My brother Kippy! What up, Kippy? Football fanatic, what's going on? Let me know when you get settled in. Yeah, hoping we're not looking at Michael Parsons 2.0. I don't think we are. I think Jerry's going to do it, but we're going to see. John Henry in the crib, what's going on? Dak Owens, what up? Big Rombowski, we about to talk franchise tags. I'm going to see if you can help me out. What's going on, Rombowski? Bumpy, Bump TY5X from the 903. Hey, is that Christian Parker? Is that Christian Parker or Pimp C? They starting to say Christian Parker look like Pimp C. MD Rowe, what up, MD Rowe? Mr. Get Dirty, what's going on? Shedrick Law, Ronin the Voice, Carlito Cash, Big Mouse Dog, Main Purpose 407, Justin Durham, look, Queen, what's going on, Queen? Jawana 100, JCT Slice, #1 Dak Prescott fan, and I'm #2. He said, gee, yes and no, I trust him to do enough, but Jerry will still always be Jerry. He's going to do something wild, but with Dak as his quarterback and doing better, we can still win. We still have fun. Yes, sir. It is Rico Jones, not Rico Suave, but it's Rico Jones. What up, Rico? Good to see you. Thomas Gold Ring Jr., what's going on? Al Gold 2024, what's going on? Good to see you. Mike T 7275, Lynn again from the 903. What's going on, Lynn? My man Ron Hanna, what's going on? He said he finally get a chance to chat with the family. Let's go. Yeah, I love that presser too, man. I didn't think it was strange that Jerry wasn't there though. I think that's by design. I think Queen has given the best answer that I've heard so far about why Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones wasn't there. It makes sense to me. Y'all already know Clarence Hill, DLLS, and 903 were in the crib. The moment Jerry Jones is there, hey, are you going to extend George Pickens? I believe Queen was right. They didn't want to field those questions. It was Christian Parker Day, and they didn't want to deal with all the George Pickens stuff. My man Jigga 2025, what's going on, Jigga? All right, let's keep this thing going. We about to be done, family. Dominique Pittman, my man in the crib. Dominique, the sky's blue, and you don't trust Jerry Jones. Are we surprised? We not surprised, but you know I still love you. DC4L, DC4 Life, what's going on? It's about time to catch you live again. Let's go. Joseph Benton, let's go. Derek Grimson is in this thing. Reggie TX, it's Doomsday Cowboys. Let's go. Darren Posey, the comic relief. What's going on, my man? All right, let's get this show started, y'all. Yeah. All right, Cowboy fans. So I got a little treat for you today. So ESPN, they're not going to stop talking about the Dallas Cowboys. It's crazy to me. The Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl, and I don't see why nobody's talking about this. We knew the Seattle Seahawks were going to go up for sale before this season even started, and then they win the Super Bowl? I'm going to leave it right there. Nevertheless, Cowboys are still big talk. Still big talk, still the headlines. And so Jeremy Fowler came out with a report that I had to really give some thought to. Guys, we're dealing with David Mulugeta. In the grand scheme of things, there is absolutely a possibility that if the Cowboys present George Pickens with a franchise tag, he might not sign it. And so the thing that's going on with the George Pickens, I want us to understand, it doesn't matter if what we're hearing is coming from the Cowboys camp. It doesn't matter if what we're hearing is coming from David Mulugeta's camp. Because in a sense, we're all complicit. Because we're all talking about this in one form or another. You got people like me and some of us, we want the Cowboys to extend George Pickens. And we're not minding George Pickens making anywhere between 30 and 40 million. Then you got others. They don't want George Pickens to make 30 million plus. They not only do they not want George to make 30 million, they don't even want the Cowboys to extend George Pickens. They want to put George Pickens on another proven year. Now, whether this is coming from either camp, all of this is playing into the drama and the court of public opinion. And both of these camps, in a sense, they're probably looking at everything that's being talked about, and they're probably going to use some of these things in the negotiations, because everything that we're hearing, man, this is all negotiation stuff. And I want us to understand something. There are no rules in love and war. For as much as I would like to make up rules for certain things, for as much as I have a certain amount of morals and values, man, when it comes to this kind of stuff, man, people not playing about this kind of stuff. Why? Because money's involved. The love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. All kinds of evil. And so this thing, man, I'm telling you, this is going to be a battle for the Dallas Cowboys. It is going to be a battle for them. Because in reality, as much as we think we may have George Pickens, hold on a second. Reggie TX said, give me that jacket. Hey, man, this is a quarter zip. I've already chosen the people who won the last drawing. I got 6 people. I'll be contacting you here in the next week. And if they got one of these, I'll send some out. I'll send these out. But again, I'm telling us, man, this is a battle. This is a battle. And everybody is a part of this battle, whether we realize it or not. Whether we are for, whether we are against, we're all a part of this battle. The court of public opinion, while it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, it's a factor. It's a factor because I'm telling you, there are probably arguments being made by some of us that people who in their camps who look at the internet, who look on social media, they're probably looking at some of those points and weighing them out themselves. I made a point today, and I'm going to make the same point as we get into this George Pickens video. We're going to get into this thing with Jeremy Fowler. Jeremy Fowler is presenting that, because everybody's been saying this. Yeah, the Cowboys, this is the playbook. The Cowboys are going to throw down the franchise tag. And we're all automatically saying, yeah, he's going to sign it. Have we ever thought that he might not sign it? I mean, I would like to think that he's going to sign it. Is he going to sign it? Shedrick said Dak already told GP don't let it get personal. Him and Lamb already talked to GP. So Shedrick. So let me ask you a question. Is it personal? Or is it business? Is it business for George Pickens to maximize his value? Is that personal or is that business? Is it a business decision or is it personal? Is it personal or is it business, or are these one and the same? Because if you're going to tell me that you're going to put me on another prove-it deal after I tore this league up, and you're telling me you want me to do it one more time, is that business or personal? Because I say it's both. Because if you're going to try to tell me to do it one more time for $28 million, when I know full well that I can go out there and get $65 million guaranteed and secure my future, because I want us to understand, every time you hear these contracts, cut them in half. Cut them in half. If somebody's guaranteed $65 million, well, you might as well cut that down to $32.5 million because taxes is going to eat up about half of it. This is the part of the football business I don't think people look at. Taxes is going to take a lot of that money. So this is a lot of times I'm telling you why players are trying to maximize. They're trying to maximize their dollars because they know that taxes is going to take a lot of that money. It's going to take a lot of that money. So in all of this, yes, it's business. We don't let it, where I agree, or don't let it get personal. GP, don't say nothing in the court of public opinion. GP, don't talk to Jerry about your contract. GP, don't give anybody any indicator of what you're doing one way or another. You let your agent do all the talking behind closed doors. And I hope Jerry does the same thing, him and Steven. But at the same time, my question still remains. Got to understand something, man. The tag, it's a business tactic. It's really a business tactic. But the question is, will Pickens sign the tag? Will David Mulugheta trust Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones that they're going to get a deal done and tell GP to sign the tag? Because I'm telling you right now, when you start talking about signing tags, there's got to be some good faith going on. There has got to be some good faith. That, okay, I'll tell you what, Jerry, we'll sign the tag as long as you understand that the first number of your offer has to be a 3 and not a 2. We'll sign that tag. But if you're going to try to get George Pickens for around 28, 29 per year, then we're not signing that tag unless his guaranteed dollars are going to be $70 million. I mean, this is business, man. It's just business. Bottom line, this is business. And the issue is, will it get done? So let me let you hear Jeremy Fowler. Jeremy Fowler, I guess this is Jeremy Fowler. I mean, call me crazy. I don't really know a lot of these. I don't really know a lot of these guys, but I'm sorry. I thought Jeremy Fowler was black. So the guy that I'm looking at here is Jeremy Fowler. The guy that I'm looking at here is Jeremy Fowler. I guess this is Jeremy Fowler that's about to talk about this. Let's see. Let me pull it up. And the crazy thing to me is, you know, people talk about this. Let me read a little bit of the article and let me show you what I mean by how people are all giving their opinion on this thing. And everybody's opinion probably has some kind of influence, at least at the very minimum, on the court of public opinion. Let me see here. It says, I want to go to the part to where they begin, as usual, people begin to hate on George Pickens. Let me see. Says here that the Cowboys are looking at using the franchise tag. March the 3rd is the deadline. Of course, Jeremy Fowler, we're going to look at that in just a moment. And it says here, Fowler said that this could drag out to the entire season, similar to the Micah Parsons issue. I'm not quite believing that. But again, look at this part right here. This is the part I want you to look at. It says the Cowboys reportedly fined Pickens for being late to things, and he was benched for an offensive series after the allegedly missed team bus. Pickens' in-game efforts also came into question multiple times during the campaign. This stuff is pure garbage. See, multiple is relative, and it's a use of semantics. What does multiple mean? 2? 10? Somebody reading this who really don't follow this, They could just say, oh, yeah, he's not even worth the effort. He's not even worth signing to this money. But this is negotiation tactics. Whether we realize it or not, everybody's involved in the court of public opinion as it applies to the negotiation tactics, because everybody has their opinion on whether or not the Cowboys should extend him or whether the Cowboys should actually put him on the tag. And so I've heard so many people talking about putting GP on the tag and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sorry. I'll just be honest with you. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with putting GP on the tag. I don't agree with it. Because I still say people are not taking into account injury. Now, Dak Prescott bet on himself. He was a quarterback. But let me tell you something. The Cowboys could have easily not extended Dak Prescott after that injury. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I'm glad they did extend Dak Prescott, but what if they didn't? What would his career look like? What would the Cowboys look like? We don't know. We would like to assume that the Cowboys would look terrible and they would regret not extending Dak Prescott. We would love to assume Dak Prescott will go on another team and tear the league up and probably win a Super Bowl. But we never know those things. But I'll tell you this. It is rare that players get what after the cataclysmic injury that Dak Prescott had and get those kind of contracts. And if a wide receiver got that kind of contract, so if this year is a prove-it deal and then he gets injured, what do you think the next deal looks like if he even gets a deal? Because I would guarantee you almost that if he injured himself, it would be, it would be another year of somebody saying, oh, well, GP's coming off of an injury. So now let's let him play on a prove-it deal. I understand where George Pickens is with this. This is a business decision. And I'm telling you, guarantee you, David Mulugeta, this is how David Mulugeta is talking to him. You don't want to take that chance. And one thing I've learned about these David Mulugeta clients, with the exception of T. Higgins, they put a lot of trust. They put a lot of trust in the words of one David Mulugeta. Because at the end of the day, whether he has your best interest in mind or not, he's going to get you paid. All right, so let's listen to, I guess they're saying this is Jeremy Fowler right here. Check this out.
Looks for 28 point
to know about Pickens.
We need to know that the Dallas Cowboys are going to franchise tag him, most likely. That puts him on the books for $28.8 million, which is a huge number, but probably not his market value. He's going to need something with a 3 in front of it on a per-year average. Whether Dallas is willing to do that is now the question. This could be a situation that gets messy, Peter, because if they tag him, he probably won't sign it. He's comfortable making this uncomfortable a little bit, unafraid to play hardball. This could drag out for the entire offseason in typical Dallas fashion.
Damien, would you?
Now, follow what I'm asking. Now the question becomes, where did Jeremy Fowler get this information? Did anybody just see how Jeremy Fowler or whoever this guy is, he just nonchalantly said, if the Cowboys try to give him a tag, he's probably not going to sign it. Where did he get that from? Where did he get this from? Somebody wanted to put this out in the court of public opinion. Is this coming from David Mulugeta's camp? He probably won't sign it. It's the first time I've actually heard that he probably won't sign it. Yes, sir. Damon Simeon, Nino Brown. It's always business, never personal. And one of his other famous lines, Bullcorn, and he didn't say Bullcorn. He said Bullcorn runs a marathon. Money talks and Bullcorn runs a marathon. Bullcorn runs a marathon. Man, this is serious business. Where did he get this from? Where did he get this information? I really would like to know. He literally said if the Cowboys tag him, he's not going to sign it. Where did he get this information from? I'm blown away. Let me let you hear him say this again. He didn't say this as like I'm guessing he's not going to sign it. He's probably, it's like he's heard this from somebody that GP isn't going to sign it. Let's play this again. I was listening to this today and I was like, wait a minute, this is fascinating. Where is he getting this from?
On a per-year average, whether Dallas is willing to do that is now the question. This could be a situation that gets messy, Peter, because if they tag him, he probably won't sign it. He's comfortable making.
Wait a minute. Where did he get this from? Where did he get this information? Not only did he say, this doesn't sound like somebody who's guessing. This sounds like somebody who's talking to someone. He said, not only will he not sign it, he said that GP is comfortable not signing it. Where is he getting this from? Where is he getting this from?
Because if they tag him, he probably won't sign it. He's comfortable making this uncomfortable a little bit, unafraid to play hardball. This could drag out for the entire offseason in typical Dallas fashion.
Damien, would you?
Who told him the GP was that comfortable? This is the first I've heard of this. This is the first that I've heard that GP is this comfortable that if they present him with the tag, he's not going to sign it. And he's willing to not sign it. I've been doing some digging on this stuff. I've been doing some digging on this stuff with these tags. And when you start looking at these franchise tags and stuff, it's some weird stuff. It is some absolute weird stuff. George Pickens could actually put the Cowboys in a headlock. He could choose not to sign the tag, period. He could choose not to sign it and put the Cowboys in a headlock to where the Cowboys would have to, they would have to just say, okay, we're either going to extend him, but if he don't sign the tag, and what if he don't sign the tag? You have until November to sign the tag. What if he doesn't sign the tag until November? It's not like he can say, I'm not going to sign the tag and become a free agent. He can't do that. But what he can do is not sign the tag and hold out until either the Cowboys just get tired of him holding out, which I don't think he would do. But I do think because of the sense of urgency the Cowboys have at winning now, it would really put them in a very uncomfortable situation with George Pickens. And so this guy just said, just nonchalantly, oh, he ain't going to sign it. Yeah, he ain't going to sign it. Really? Where you get this from? Jaden, I don't know why I thought Jeremy Fowler was black, man. Look, Queen, this is a major comment you just made. I do believe he needs to tell, if he wants to stay here, he really does need to tell David Mulugeta that. I want to stay in Dallas. I want to stay in Dallas. Because I'm telling you now, we already know this. David Mulugeta don't mind moving you around because with David Mulugeta, it's all about the player and not teams. David Mulugeta don't care nothing about teams. David Mulugeta cares about getting paid. He don't care nothing about teams. So that's why for me, I'm like, where does this guy come off being so comfortable? What's going on, Brandy? Where does this guy come off being so comfortable just saying, Cowboys are going to try to sign him to a tag or going to try to tag him, but he's not going to sign it? Where did he get this from? I'm really wondering, where does he get this from? This is a grand statement, and this seems to be very strategic for me. This seems to be strategic. This is going to sound like a cannonball. It really is. Ruffin, I agree with you. It's amazing that people don't want Dallas to win. They can tell me anything they want to and say, oh, it would be more advantageous for us if the Cowboys won. Well, it seems to actually be more advantageous for you if the Cowboys lose. Because the Cowboys are pretty much the only team that I know of that you can capitalize off them losing. I don't really know of any other team that you can capitalize off of. But I'm just telling you, how does this guy come off saying this? And then, wait a minute. If you want to really hear insult to injury, listen to Damian Woody. Listen to Damian Woody. Just this is crazy talk to me.
You give him the bag, so to say, and pay him as a free agent, or would you franchise tag and deal with all of that drama that might come with that?
No, I would tag him again. I would.
What? Listen to people. Listen to people try to influence. And I don't know if they can actually do it. But listen to these people try to get them. Like Cowboys. Man, welcome to drama, Cowboys. Just go ahead and tag George Pickens. Just go ahead and tag him. Damian Woody just blatantly out here talking about, yeah, I wasn't extending.
Basically say, just show me again. Because I'm not dismissing, the years that he spent in Pittsburgh.
What? I'm sorry, Cowboy fans. Somebody got to defend GP, and I'm going to do it. Somebody has got to defend GP from nonsense. I posted this on X today. If Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones would walk into a negotiation with me and I'm representing George Pickens, I would laugh the Dallas Cowboys out of the room. I would laugh the Dallas Cowboys out of the room. I'd laugh them out of the room. Oh, yeah, you got to prove it because in Pittsburgh, you really were not that good. Can I let us put our eyes on this exhibit? Since we're in the court of public opinion, can I show you Exhibit A? Kenny Pickett, the primary starter during Pickens' first 2 seasons. Somebody help me out. Is Kenny Pickett a starter in this league right now? I mean, are there teams right now clamoring for Kenny Pickett? Are there teams out there saying, hey, man, we need a quarterback? But Kenny Pickett is better than every quarterback coming out in this draft. Mitchell Trubisky? Mitchell Trubisky been washed up in this league. What? Mitchell Trubisky? Mason Rudolph? Wait. 2024. Justin Fields? Non-prime Russell Wilson? I would laugh this argument out the room. I would absolutely laugh this argument out of the room. It is one of the weakest arguments that anybody who talks about GP, it's one of the weakest arguments. Look at this man's quarterbacks. Somebody tell me the team in the chat. Tell me the team who Kenny Pickett is starting for going into 2026. Tell me the team that Mitchell Trubisky is starting for in 2026. Tell me the team that Mason Rudolph is starting for in 2026. Tell me the team that Justin Fields is starting for in 2026. Tell me the team that Russell Wilson is starting for in 2026. I mean, we're literally talking about 5 quarterbacks who may have started 3 or 4 games max last season and sit the bench the rest of the season. Come on. This is a very weak argument. And in actuality, when you look at the quarterbacks that George Pickens had, and you look at his stats, when you look at this man's stats in Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. This dude was balling. He was balling in Pittsburgh when you look at who this man's quarterback were. Come on. Look at this man's stats. Put some respect on this man's name. This man is playing with Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, 2022. This man amassed 801 yards. I said this the other day. The number I want you to focus on is his average yards per catch. 15.4? Explosive. He's explosive. How do you get that many yards in only 52 receptions? 2023. Can somebody explain to me how do you get 1,140 yards on only 63 receptions? He is at 18.1 yards per clip. This man's been explosive. It's nonsense. Makes no sense. This man was already on this pace. Had he got 30 more receptions, he would have had the same amount he had in Dallas. And probably more. Look at this. 2024. Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, you still hit 59 receptions, 900 yards, 15.3 yards per reception? What? Man, GP been balling. I'm sorry, GP's been balling. To say that George Pickens needs to prove it again, he's already been proving it. I give George Pickens so much credit. I'm not telling you the Cowboys should go out there and pay him more than Micah Parsons like the guy was talking about with Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's insanity. I'm not even telling you that GP should make more than Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. All I'm telling you is an argument to say that he must continue to prove it. Damian Woody's argument doesn't hold water. You really can't even compare fairly. If you're going to compare apples to apples, you can't just look at GP's numbers. You have to not only look at his numbers, you have to look at the team that is not offensively focused. It's a run-heavy team. And you got to look at the OC, and you got to look at the quarterback. And when you figure in all those factors, you will come out to the same conclusion. Nah, this dude been him. This dude actually, against all odds, has been him. Dak Prescott is the best quarterback he's played with in his entire career. It's no wonder. And I also say, and I said this today in a video, yeah, GP is the number one. But GP is not the first option in Dallas. And for GP not to be the first option in Dallas and to put the numbers up that he put up this year, it's incredible. Man, we gotta stop disrespecting this man.
You know, it's one thing to do it in a contract year. You traded over in a contract year from the Pittsburgh Steelers and you put up that type of season. I still need to see you do it again before I fully commit long term to a player like George Pickens.
I go to you. George Pickens, how would you handle this if you were Jerry?
I'm going to tell you now, if you're going to do this like Damian Woody, you're going to start World War III in Dallas. If you're going to approach this like Damian Woody, You are literally going to start World War III in Dallas. You are. You can't come at this man like this. You just can't. You cannot come at this man like this. You can, but it's futility. Lynn said Pickens has to decide what quarterback he wants to throw, who he wants to throw him the ball in 2026. If he takes the money and signs with another team, does he wants to do the Parsons thing and regret it? So, Lynn, let me tell you another issue that we have as far as George Pickens go. Because you asked the question that I presented today. Let me present this to you. Let me pull this up real quick. So you make a very good argument. So he has to decide who does he want throwing him the ball, Lynn. So let me ask you this. Let me present you with this. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. All right, so let's pull this up. So we're asking, who does he want throwing him the ball? There are a couple of teams when you kind of put this in focus. See, this is another thing that I don't want to hold against George Pickens. I don't want to put George Pickens in a situation to say, well, okay, well, what quarterback do you want throwing you the ball? I mean, it's a good argument. Don't get me wrong. It's a good argument. But, man, there are a couple of desperados out there right now. And the one that I'm looking at in particular, it's the Buffalo Bills. They need a quarterback. I mean, they need a wide receiver one bad. They need a wide receiver one bad. Of course, the Las Vegas Raiders, I wouldn't want to play there. Cleveland Browns, they got a really good defense. I wouldn't want to play there. I wouldn't want to go back in that area. Baltimore Ravens needs a number one wide receiver. I wouldn't want to go back in that area. But there's another team that's not on this list, and I think they should be on this list. And that team is the Kansas City Chiefs. There's only a couple of quarterbacks in this league that I would even consider I want throwing the ball to me other than Dak Prescott. Well, I'm going to tell you this. Patrick Mahomes is one of them. Patrick Mahomes is one of those players. They need a true wide receiver one. A lot of people are saying they're going to bring Tyreek Hill back. We'll see how that goes. But in the grand scheme of things, I mean, not only do you consider Patrick Mahomes, well, what if the Seattle Seahawks say they got $75 million in cap space? What if the Seattle Seahawks say, oh, we'll pay Jackson Smith and Jigba and George Pickens? Because I can tell you now, the Seattle Seahawks need another wide receiver because I don't know anybody other than Jackson Smith and Jigba. I wouldn't even want to play around with those types of things. I just think in the grand scheme of things, the Cowboys should just approach this just this simple. GP, you were incredible in 2026. 2025. GP, you were incredible. This is where we are with the money. This is what we are willing to pay you. This is what I would do. And let's negotiate from there. I don't have to bring in anything other than, okay, this is this, and this is this, and this is this. This is what we're willing to pay you based on this. That's what I would do. I wouldn't approach this contract negotiation from a negative point. I would try to approach this as positive as possible. No, bro, you played really good this year. We're going to try. Hey, this is what we're willing to pay you. Andre London, he said Dak played on the franchise tag twice, but remember, today's prices are not tomorrow's prices. Yep. Yeah. And again, quarterbacks can pull that off. I think they can pull that off better than anybody else, but a lot of players can't pull that off. Players have to resort to tactics to get paid. He's a wide receiver. He's not a quarterback. Just Lee said the question is, can he run it back again a second season? Because I'm tired of playing people and then they stop playing. Hey, you know what, Just Lee? Let me be honest with you. This is the game. Honestly, this is the game. I said this today and I'm going to say it again. This is the game. Every player you sign is a risk. Jerry Jones was saying this even in the Michael Parsons negotiations, and people were getting mad, but it's the truth. Every negotiation, every player you sign, it's a risk. And the problem is you can't get away from the game. Man, this is the game. Bottom line, man, this is the game. There are just some players you're just gonna have to swallow your pride and understand. Man, we just gotta. There's some players you just have to overpay. That's the game. Question is, how do you want to play the game? How do you want to play it? How do you want to play the game? Even as you listen to Hasselbeck, listen to this. It's just bull junk to me. It's just bull junk. Listen.
Yeah, I mean, I tag him. I tag him and hope that he plays on it. Understanding.
Listen to what he said. I would tag him and hope that he plays on it. What? Do what? Y'all just tag him and hope that he plays on it. Did you not hear what they're saying? You better hope he signs it. And I'm telling you now, he's probably not going to sign it unless there is a very good conversation of, hey, we're going to sign it, and this is where maybe we get a starting point on this contract, and so let's sign it based on the fact that this is going to be our new starting point when we reconvene, and let's try to get to this number right here. Let's try to get to these conditions right here. Let's put some stipulations in the contract in case there's a Antonio Brown crash out after we sign him. But the assumption that he's going to sign it, I think Jeremy Fowler is maybe putting something out there. And again, they could be making it up. But again, this could be a preemptive strike of somebody saying, hey, let's put this out there in the court of public opinion. Let's put this out there.
That you've kind of swung and missed by doing that in the past, but that's probably what you need to do. If you're also worried about trying to pay him more money than you're paying CD, which, quite frankly, I think that's what it would take, because that's my posture if I were representing, Pickens.
People have to realize how smart CD Lamb is. CD Lamb has already alleviated the Cowboys from this pressure. He said he does not mind if George Pickens gets paid more than him. So we don't even have to worry about having that argument. You don't have to worry about that argument. Lamb has basically said, pay him more. I won't even be embarrassed. He had an incredible season, but not only did he have an incredible season, I've already shown you, man, when you look at the quarterbacks this man has played with, man, you'd be mad too. Ron Henner said, I personally don't think George Pickens said that, dirty games the media like to play, putting words in the man's mouth. No, I don't think GP said it at all. I don't even think they're saying George Pickens said it. I don't think they're saying that George Pickens is saying it. I think they're saying this is what his agent is saying. I'm telling you, there are no rules in love and war. I'm telling you, they play these games in every pole of the world. They play it in politics. They play it in sports. They play it in corporate jobs. They play this game everywhere. Man, let me tell you something. Rumors are damaging even when they are not true. We live in the social media age. Bad information travels quicker than the right information. Misinformation travels faster than the right information. People know full well what they're doing. And these people all keep saying this stuff. Oh, yeah, don't sign him. Don't sign him. Come on, man. when you look at the quarterback, there is no justification for not paying George Pickens. And I really think the Cowboys could literally kill this conversation. Get it done. Just get it done. It's that simple. Get it done. That's all you have to do. Get it done. Demetrius Noel said this has all the makings of Michael 2.0, but that's because of waiting is always the front office. GP should have signed a contract. We're going to see. March the 3rd is going to tell us a lot. I don't think the Cowboys are in a hurry right now. I don't think they're in a hurry right now. They feel like they got to March the 3rd, so that's roughly about what, two and a half weeks. I just think they should go ahead and sign him. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what Jerry does. I would not be surprised if Jerry go ahead and signs George Pickens. I wouldn't be surprised if George Pickens actually don't try to break the bank. I don't think he's going to take any number below that don't start with a 3. I don't think that's going to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if he barely even if he doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised that if he doesn't leap CeeDee Lamb. I wouldn't be surprised. Justin Bradley, isn't the tag 28.5? Just extend the man a few more million a year. Exactly. I believe the Cowboys are going to extend him. I just don't think they want to play the game. Rico Jones said, you cooking, G. Hey, Rico, I don't think they want to play the game, Rico. I do believe the Cowboys are going to try to get this deal done. But where do these guys come off just saying just a matter of fact like this? Brandy said his quarterback sucked from Pittsburgh. There's no doubt about it. You couldn't come to me in a room with this argument about the quarterbacks that played with. You couldn't come to me talking about, yeah, man, he got to prove it because how he played in Pittsburgh. What? Man, I'd laugh you out the room when I put them quarterbacks down on that. Man, I'd have them quarterbacks with all of their stats. I'd have all that stuff right there. Hey, man, look at this right here. Come on, man. Don't even try to hit me with this stuff. Don't even try to hit me with this stuff. Chanel said, he said, gee, I like that question. Go ahead, ESPN, and you other moron 3 and 4-letter word frauds. We will wait for the answer on Pickett. Man, man, you can't even make this. Man, this argument for the quarterbacks this man played with, man, you can't even approach. You can't even approach this man talking about, yeah, prove it again because when you was in Pittsburgh. Man, what this man did in Pittsburgh was a miracle. Man, it was a miracle what this dude was doing. It was a miracle. Jarrell Mays said 5 quarterbacks need a job, take 3 teams away, Raiders, Arizona, and Miami. Jarrell Mays, think about these quarterbacks this man is playing with. Anybody talking about them quarterbacks going to be starting this coming season? Because I haven't heard it. Ron Hanna said all of them are bench warmers. I haven't heard it. Chanel said GP is a walking yak machine, period. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I absolutely agree. MD Rose said, in fact, we used to think Amari Cooper helped Dak, and maybe he did, but where has Amari been since he left? Dak makes guys. Well, that part is true, MD Rose, but no, Amari Cooper helped Dak Prescott. Amari Cooper helped Dak Prescott to become a better quarterback. Because he's a crispy route runner. Crispy route runner, at least he was. Crispy route runner, great hands, deceptively fast, and he's a very strong wide receiver. Amari Cooper really helped Dak Prescott come into his own. But we're not actually saying that George Pickens helped Dak Prescott in the grand scheme of things. We're saying that Dak Prescott helped reveal the real George Pickens. That there's a difference in George Pickens playing with below average quarterbacks. There's a difference in him playing with below average quarterbacks and playing with Dak Prescott. Now, again, I don't think there's not too many quarterbacks out there. Dak Prescott is a top 3 quarterback in this league. But there is one quarterback out there that I believe they do need a wide receiver, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't think you would want them to get their hands And again, I think there are some NFC teams that would also try to get their hands on George Pickens. Man, if you don't think Dan Quinn would try to get his hands on a George Pickens, man, you'd have another thing coming. But again, what I'm banking on that George likes this team. Him and CeeDee Lamb have a great brotherhood. He understands the Cowboy players want him here, and that the Joneses don't go in trying to lowball him, come in at a reasonable price, and they settle in somewhere where it makes sense for everybody. And I hope that's what happens. I'm actually believing that is what's going to happen. Demetrius Noel said Hasselbeck, the quarterback who told the Packers he was going to defeat them after the Seahawks won the toss in the full through interception on the second play. Man, Demetrius Noel, boy, this dude, I think his name was Tim Hasselbeck. Boy, this dude, Tim Hasselbeck, is crazy. Man, he has some of the craziest takes out there, bro. I be listening to this dude take, said, how are they listening to this man? Ron Henner said the shade they throwing at George Pickens is shameful. And they paying the like they paying the man themselves. I agree. We don't have to tear down George Pickens. We really don't. They do. We don't have to tear down George Pickens. Man, if you don't want to pay George Pickens this certain type of money, I understand it. But we don't have to tear the man down. It's just that simple. Demetrius Noel, gee, it takes a long time to undo a lie. You are not, ooh. Yes. 72 Chevelle. David Mulugeta has already said they're going to talk combine week, and so that's when they want to get a deal. And I think that's why we're not going to see a tag on George Pickens until March the 3rd, because I believe they're going to try to get a deal done without the tag. That's what I think. MD Rose said you paying Pickens $34 million at minimum. That's what I think too. I think that's going to be the number. I think it's going to be right there. I think it's going to be $34 million, somewhere around $65 million, and then the Cowboys will come back and they're going to quietly give CeeDee Lamb a raise, and he'll make that same amount, if not a little bit more. That's where I am too. Big Mouse Dog, that's where we are. It's after the season. And they're going to start negotiating. The big negotiation is next week. The big negotiation is next week. It's going to tell us everything that we need to know. I don't think this is going to be drawn out. Maybe I'm just too optimistic. I don't think it's going to be drawn out. I think there's a good possibility that the Cowboys don't tag him. It's a good possibility. Blue Blood, this is George's first big contract. He has to get paid. This is for him and his family. I agree. Reggie TX, I'm telling you, Amari was incredible when he came to Dallas. He really, really helped Dak Prescott come into his own. Ron Hanna said, gee, I think $31 million gets Pickens signed. Could be. But I can tell you this, it better be a 3 on the front of that number. Hey, MD Rowe, you make another powerful point. Has Justin Jefferson took a step back? No, he's playing with J.J. McCarthy. Justin Jefferson's playing with J.J. McCarthy. You would not dare go to Justin Jefferson talking about, yeah, man, you took a step back this year. You know what I'm saying? So your next contract, we looking at that year. Man, come on, we would not even dare approach that man like that. Timothy Govan, I also believe he wants to be a Cowboy. Doomsday said, gee, if the Cowboys pull around and mess this thing up with GP, this set their Super Bowl window back 3 to 4 years. I believe so too, because Ryan Flanoy is not ready for the wide receiver 2 duties. Yeah, that's a big step up for Ryan Flanoy. I agree with you. I think he'll get there. I think Ryan Flanoy is going to be a serious, in the next couple of years, I think Ryan Flanoy is going to be ready to be a number 1 wide receiver. I really do. I think he's got that kind of potential. But right now, the Cowboys in the perfect situation. So let's look at another video I found over here. This was somebody, I forgot the lady's name. I saw this on X today. AOC posted this, and I was laughing at it when I saw what AOC was saying about her. But this lady, I forgot her name. Name is Kimberly. Yeah, name is Kimberly. And she's over here talking about the GP situation, and she's double talking left and right.
Dallas. You might want to pay him 27.
Let's check her out, man. People be talking about this stuff, man, and I mean, they be double talking left and right. All right, this is this is ESPN. This is ESPN. Hold on, let me put a little marker in here. This is Kimberly. Kimberly take on GP. All right, let's check out Kimberly.
For Dallas. It's not a matter of should they use it. The expectation is they will use the franchise tag on him because to this point there's been no news, no inkling that both sides have talked about a long-term deal. If you're Dallas, I understand wanting the flexibility of being able to hold on to a George Pickens on the tag. But if you're looking at him as Dallas, you might want to pay him 27, 28 in that T. Higgins market because you're already paying CD over 40. But if I'm George Pickens, I don't want that. I don't deserve that. I deserve a lot more than 27, 28 because of the production that I've put out on the field. I think if you are Dallas, I understand paying Dak, paying CD, and not wanting to pay George Pickens.
Okay, so I think she made a good point here. Yeah, Mim, AOC, he the man, boy. AOC the man out there. Kimberly, I do think she makes a good point, though. And you know what? I'm going to go backwards on this. I'm going to tell us something that we might not have thought of. I'm not really sure the Cowboys actually want to pay George Pickens 27 to 28 million. The Cowboys aren't dumb. I think they full well know they're going to have to pay him 30 plus million. This is where I'm going to push back on her, what she's saying about the front office. I guess in a dream, they would like to pay GP 27, 28, but I don't believe this is what they're thinking. I really don't believe this is what they're thinking. I believe they know they must come at GP with a 3 in front of the first. The 3 must be the first number in the equation. I don't think the Cowboys are thinking like this. I just choose to believe, and this is just my own. It's not just my opinion, but it's based on what I've seen and based on what I'm hearing from Jerry Jones. And what the loud outcry of CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Christian Parker telling him that it was hard to come up with a scheme to stop both GP and CD. And they failed. They failed the second time around. Dak Prescott went video game bunkers on them in the second half. They couldn't stop GP in the second game. And they barely stopped CD in the first, and CD stopped himself with drops. In both instances, they gave the Philadelphia Eagles all they could handle. And they got a very good secondary. I don't believe Jerry is thinking like what she's saying. Check this out again. I don't believe
use it.
I don't think they're thinking like this.
The expectation is they will use the franchise tag on him because to this point there's been no news, no inkling that both sides have talked about a long-term deal. If you're Dallas, I understand wanting the flexibility of being able to hold on to a George Pickens on the tag. But if you're looking at him as Dallas, you might want to pay him 27, 28 in that T. Higgins market. Because
I don't think that's true. I mean, I really think she's assuming a lot, and maybe I'm assuming a lot. I don't think they want to pay him 27. I mean, maybe in their dreams, but I think in reality, man, the Cowboys know. Hey, man, we're going to come at least 31, 32. We at least got to start at 30. Maybe Mulugeta will start at 30. Maybe Mulugeta says, no, not 30, 37. We say 33. They say 33 and a half, 34, and we got a deal at 34, and then you quietly come back and you give CeeDee Lamb a raise. I don't believe the Cowboys want to pay George Pickens. I mean, in their dreams, of course. Every GM dreams of having all of the star players on a less than $1 million deal. I mean, of course, every GM wants to get all the players on a cheap deal. But in reality, they know that's not going to be the right thing. They know that's not going to happen. They're not dumb. They know what this market value is for this man already. They know that they're going to have to pay him $30 million plus. I don't agree with this part.
Because you're already paying CD over 40. But if I'm George Pickens, I don't want that. I don't deserve that. I deserve a lot more than 27, 28 because of the production that I've put out on the field. I think if you are Dallas, I understand paying Dak, paying CD, and not wanting to pay George Pickens long term. But if you move on from Pickens, even if you tag him, trade him, whatever, if you only have him for this year, move on from him, what are you doing to your offense, doggy? It's worked with CD, Dak, and George Pickens. Last year, we saw that offense be explosive. Now you take that piece away. What are you going to expect more from Dak with one less option?
She made a good point there at the end. The only thing this would do is put more responsibility on Dak Prescott once again. And it would give teams the ability to be able to cover up CeeDee Lamb. Man, let me tell you what teams did this year when you think about it. It's absolutely bonkers. They were willing to double George Pickens. The Lions did it. The Chiefs did it. The Vikings did it. They were willing to double George Pickens and accept whatever they got with CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb wasn't even fully healthy, and CeeDee Lamb was still tearing teams up. Imagine what's going to happen when they're both fully healthy this coming year. Man, this is there is no way you get rid of this. And I don't think Jerry's going to do it. I don't. Jerry is in love with this combination. He's got visions of sugar plums dancing in his head, and he's thinking Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper. He's got visions of sugar plums dancing in his head. Jeremy Best says CD is not getting 40. Oh, no. They wouldn't get him to 40. They would probably give him maybe a $1 million raise or something like that. CD is not getting 40. He's getting 34. Then the restructure will lessen that to 38 for next year. Yeah, he's going to get a restructure. And the Cowboys in that restructure, if they pay George Pickens more than him now, I believe in the restructure, they will work out a way to give CD a raise. Doomsday said, gee, if I'm Jerry, I'm paying George Pickens $35 million and backload that contract so you can still rebuild your defense and have a chance to win multiple Super Bowls in 3 years. Yep, I like it. I agree. Larry said, I think George wants to stay in Dallas. It's America's team. He gets great publicity, the best quarterback in the business, and he will get paid. I agree. Yeah, CD is around mid 35, 36, but they're going to have to redo his deal because he's got a pretty big hit coming up this year. He's got a pretty big hit this year. Demetrius Noel, oh no, I'm not even disagreeing with you. She's a complete and absolute fool. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna say it like that, but hey, man, hey, I already know, bro. She is double-minded. I ain't even gonna disagree per se. She's very double-minded, but she did make some good points on CeeDee Lamb right there. She did make some good points. Randy said, "Pay GP. He deserves the money he plays. His play speaks for itself." Yeah, and again, man, people don't understand. No, GP's been playing like this. This isn't new for GP. He's been playing like this. It's just the bad quarterback play covered it up. Brady said the only reason we lost the first game is because CD hands got a... She said CD Lamb hands got a case of the drops. And you know what's so crazy, Brandy? He only had the drops against the Philadelphia Eagles. He only had the drops against the Philadelphia Eagles. That was it. Lynn said the Cowboys will pay him $30 million. It's all about the guaranteed money. Lynn, if it was me, that's all I would be concerned with. Man, you can pay me $30 million a year. I don't care as long as you give me $75 million guaranteed. I'd rather take $75 million guaranteed. Yeah, Jeremy Mays, you make a great point. DK Metcalf got 33. Man, GP better than him. There is no doubt in my mind, GP is better than DK Metcalf. Yeah, superstar status, I agree. GP is not a one-hit wonder. He can play. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he'll youngin' too. Yeah, he'll youngin' too. Mr. D-Roy, he said if nothing else, Pickens probably gets better in 2 years. I agree. No doubt about it. Quinn said, hey, G, I would say letting George Pickens 28, I should pay him at least $36 million and off to the races they go. Oh, yeah, he gonna get paid. There's a lot of teams I believe that would want GP. I do. Baz, that's it. Jerry Jones has visions of sugar plums dancing in his head. This is his next Drew Pearson / Tony Hill, his next Alvin Harper / Michael Irvin. Now he's got CD Lamb, George Pickens. And I still say George Pickens is better than Alvin Harper. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Calvin Richard, what's going on? He said Dak will get Pickens paid just like he did so many others. I think he's already got him paid. Calvin Richards, I agree. And I believe, hey, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest factors in this to me. The fact that CD and Dak have already expressed they want this man to get paid. All right.
Yes! Here we go!
All right, guys, this next topic is strictly for entertainment purposes. But ever since I've seen Michael Parsons this offseason, I have not regretted one bit that Michael Parsons is no longer with the Cowboys. Michael Parsons, man, let me tell you. I did a video about this over on my other channel. And the only reason why I'm bringing this to Cowboys is the Cowboys were brought up in this conversation. So Michael Parsons is on some podcast. It's something like Speak Your Mind. I've never even heard of this podcast. So I'm gonna have to go check it out. It's called The Open Thoughts. And I think the host of the podcast is Marco. I've never heard of this podcast before. And I'm almost confused because I'm still trying to decipher in my own mind. And I had to do like a double and a triple take because I'm trying to decipher in my mind, is this an old video that somebody found, or are they talking about his time with the Cowboys? I never even knew that this podcast existed. But Michael Parsons went on this podcast and he started talking about Skip Bayless, and he made a mistake and started talking about Shannon Sharpe. And I really think it was a mistake. And I'll tell you the truth. Man, I don't understand the mind of Michael Parsons. I couldn't comprehend. I know the show is called Open Thoughts or whatever it is. He's on here F-bomb this, F this, F that, F this, MF this. And I'm like, okay, talk how you want to. Number two, I don't understand, why would you let Skip Bayless trigger you? Skip Bayless triggers people for a living. The last person that I would ever allow to trigger me, man, Skip Bayless. I don't even care about Skip Bayless's opinion enough for Skip Bayless to offend me and get me on camera. This is the part that I struggle with. You're a professional athlete. And I know this society, I hear a lot of young folks even say this society is cooked. I don't understand why this young society believes that it's okay to crash out, that it's okay to match energy. I don't match energy. I overcome your energy with a higher energy. Because if we match energy, somebody not walking away. Somebody's got to be able to have an energy that overcomes negative energy. The Bible tells us we overcome evil with good. So whenever people start acting like real irate and crazy, no, it's not time for me to act irate and crazy. It's time for me to start acting and being who I am, a Christian. And even if I'm not a Christian, I at least should have a very high moral compass. And I'm not going to put my energy on things that don't edify me, that don't edify my spirit. I'm not going to waste my time on that type of stuff. This is why I'm not going to go back and forth to content creators. I'm not even going to criticize content creators. Even if they criticize me, I'm not doing comebacks. I'm not going to get in these beefs with people. Because people try to capitalize off your success. And I'm saying all that to say, I don't understand why Micah Parsons allows Skip Bayless of all people to trigger him. That don't make sense to me. Why? I mean, he going off on Skip Bayless. But then he made a mistake. He made a mistake. He got asked about Shannon Sharp. And I'm just going to tell you, Micah Parsons, I'm not going to call him a liar. I'm just going to tell you that he's not truthful. We got the video evidence right here. So he came back after Shannon Sharp obliterated him. Shannon Sharp obliterated him. Micah Parsons says, I didn't bring you up, Unc. Marco did. I respect our relationship. He said, I never inferred you spoke about me. It was just about what I saw on other players. I never talked down on a gold jacket. I'm going to let you hear what he said about Shannon Sharp. And this is why I say when everybody was talking about this Micah Parsons thing, and Micah Parsons, he still doesn't want to take any responsibility in why he's not a Cowboy and the whole Jerry Jones argument. Well, listen to this argument. And if you don't come away, maybe we just see things differently. But this to me is a flat out lie. He did come at Shannon Sharp. He absolutely came at Shannon Sharp, and he did talk down on a gold jacket. And I'm going to show you right here. He's got this posted on his own. He went and copied it. I'm just going to tell you, hey, Reggie, I'm not even going to play the Skip Bayless one. Man, Reggie TX, I tried to do a video on the part about Skip Bayless. Man, I cut that whole part out of the video. Man, Michael Parsons' language was so bad. Man, his language was so bad, bro. I couldn't even cut it all out. I just scrapped the whole part. It was so bad. This is him talking about Shannon Sharp. But as you can clearly say right here, he said, I never talked down on a gold jacket. Okay, just listen.
Like, motherfuckers be trying to, like...
Okay, I'm sorry there. I couldn't even get past that part. Listen to
Shit,
that.
I do it better sometimes.
Yeah, I say it.
Yeah, so, like, what are you...
Brian Davis, welcome to the chat. Now, only reason why I'm bringing this up, Brian Davis, I don't know if you've seen the interview. Brian Davis, I'm bringing this up on Cowboys because the conversation is Cowboys. Shannon Sharp's discussion is Cowboys. And that's why I was like doing like a double and triple take, because I was like, is this new? It sounds like Micah Parsons is talking new. But then when I'm listening to Shannon Sharp, he's destroying him. And the conversation is Dallas. That's the conversation. So that's why I'm bringing this up.
What are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm. Is Shannon Sharp on the good side?
Shay, he live on...
Now listen to this. Marco says, is Shannon Sharpe on the good side? Michael said he don't talk down on gold jackets. So if I don't talk down on gold jackets, somebody help me out. If somebody were to ask you, is Shannon Sharpe on your good side? And you don't talk down on gold jackets, shouldn't you just say, oh yeah, me and Shannon real cool? What happens, what has happened anytime somebody, for example, has brought up AOC? What has always been my response? Oh yeah, me and AOC is real cool. In my eyes, me and AOC are real cool. That's not conjecture. That's not a lie. Me and AOC, I consider us to be real cool. There's no other conversation behind it. I just said earlier, for example, about AOC. I said, man, AOC, man, he's one of the best out there. Did you hear me say anything behind it? Did you hear me say a but? Did you hear me say anything outlandish? No. But you gonna say you don't talk down on gold jackets. And then this is your comment.
Out here.
Mm-hmm. Is Shannon Sharpe on the good side?
Shay, he live on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean he live on both sides, Michael? Okay, let me let you explain it yourself.
Like, he know how to play the fine line between, like, as a player and as a show. Like, he play that, like, he don't really show up when it matters, but he's a good player. Like, he knows how to. But he knows how to. Sometimes he edge on that. He be letting them ESPN writers get to him a little bit. I can.
Now, maybe Michael don't listen to me, but if I could talk to Michael Parsons, I would tell Michael, you do realize that's an insult, right? For somebody to say, even content creators would take this as a dig. Oh yeah, you let the 3 and 4 letter networks influence what you say. What? Man, them fighting words. Man, what are fighting words? Those are fighting words. You don't say that about somebody. You don't say that about somebody. And then come back and say, I didn't say anything wrong. What? Come on. That doesn't even make sense. To say that you didn't say anything wrong in the post. Micah, you're saying everything wrong, bro.
So
That was fine. I mean, he's
Now, let me tell you, Reggie TX, I made this point today. Bass, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Bass said watching him talking, he just looked disgusted. Shannon is off, man. Shannon is upset. Reggie said, Michael don't take criticism well. That's the point. He doesn't take criticism well. He doesn't. He doesn't take criticism well. I'm telling y'all, and everybody should know this. Man, this is the game. Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm from a different place. And thank God I'm not there anymore. Man, I understand the game. When you live, you don't even have to be in them streets. And I didn't say streets, I said streets. Man, you don't even have to be in them streets. But if you are a person that live in a certain area, you understand where you are. You got to learn how to move in them streets, man. And even if you are not a part of the game, you got to understand the game. Because if you don't understand the game, then the game gonna use you up and throw you away. No, you got to know the game, man. Man, this YouTube is the game. Social media is the game, bro. You don't get to say stuff about people and don't think that sometimes people gonna say stuff about you, especially when you start coming after people by name. Man, you got to be real careful in these YouTube streets. You really do. You got to be real careful in these social media streets. You got to be sometimes, man, when you're talking about people, I would just say, just try to be as precise as you can be. Be precise. And when you talk about people, be prepared that, hey, I believe in freedom of speech. I'll fight for it. But understand, freedom of speech don't mean freedom of consequences. And if you start saying things about people, man, you better get ready for the clapback, man. you better get ready for the clapback. Calvin Richards, appreciate that super chat. Calvin Richards said Dak will get Pickens paid just like he did so many others. I agree. I think I covered that, but I want to make sure I did. And so in the grand scheme of things, man, you just got to understand the game. Hey, let me tell y'all something, even about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is a part of the game. Man, let me tell y'all about Skip Bayless. I used to follow Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless popularized a lot of this stuff that we see happening today. He popularized that stuff. This man has made the latter part of his career off of insulting players, people, making some of the most insensitive takes you'll ever see in your life. Skip is he's a pioneer of a part of this game. I'm going to tell you right now, man, I'm not defending Skip Bayless, but these people are lying about Skip Bayless. Man, I saw some people out there, Michael talking about that he does Skip Bayless's job better than him sometime. No, he don't. Man, don't y'all ever let nobody fool y'all about Skip Bayless. He full well knows what he is doing. He is well calculated. He is a researcher of the game. The thing that sullies Skip Bayless and what he does is his insane takes that he has on things, and he does it on purpose. He does it on purpose because Skip Bayless loves to strike a nerve in the minds and the hearts of people's opinions. That's Skip Bayless. In my undergraduate work, took a debate class. Man, let me tell you something. People don't understand debate. An argument and a debate are two different things. People can come to you with lies. They can debate you with lies. Debating is not about so much as the facts. It's about what you can prove. And people can prove lies. Man, you mess around and start debating folks, they'll tear you limb from limb. Only the people who truly understand all of the facts will say, you know what, he might have presented it better, but the person over here, his presentation or her presentation wasn't good, but they were actually speaking the most facts. That's not what the court of public opinion, it works on. The court of public opinion works on who can prove their point, good or bad. Man, I was laughing at somebody out there. I'm not going to say their name. They was out there talking about debating Skip Bayless. Man, stop it. You can't debate Skip Bayless, bro. There are a lot of people out there. They can't debate Skip Bayless because they're not willing to go to places that Skip Bayless is willing to go. Ask Shannon Sharp. Ask Shannon Sharp. Skip Bayless started going in places that even Shannon Sharp was not willing to go. And Skip Bayless even got Shannon Sharp off his game. Man, Michael Parsons wouldn't have a chance. I'm just telling us right now, he wouldn't have a chance with Skip Bayless. He just wouldn't. This is Skip Bayless. This is what he does. It's what this man does. This man turned cold pizza in the first take. First take wouldn't be first take without Skip Bayless. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't be Stephen A. Smith without Skip Bayless. Man, let me tell y'all something. A lot of people will tell you this about Skip too. Skip Bayless, this is all an act that he does on social media. So many people will tell you the same thing over and over and over. When the lights go off, the cameras go off, they'll tell you Skip Bayless is one of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. Very respectable, very soft-spoken, will give you the shirt off his back. Man, this is what this man does. This is why I wouldn't get in the arena with Skip Bayless. Man, I wouldn't do it. Man, I heard somebody talk about today. Man, I ain't going to even say man, it just bothers me. I mean, people be acting like Skip Bayless is dumb. Man, this dude ain't dumb. Man, Skip Bayless comes from one of the best colleges in the country. Skip Bayless understands psychological warfare. And if you don't have thick skin, man, you can't win against Skip Bayless. You can't win. And there's a reason why Skip Bayless has bounced back on Gilbert Arenas' thing. He isn't as, I mean, hey, man, he got some real ones on there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful what he said on that Gilbert Arenas show. But he got some real ones on there. I mean, he got some dudes, man. He got that dude, what's his name, Akeem Dalia, whatever. Man, he got some real ones on that Gilbert Arenas show, bro. They might come out and, man, they might come out there and start fighting on set. So Skip is real careful what he says on that show. And again, it just goes to show you how smart Skip is. He knows his audience. Skip on the Skip Bayless show online and Skip when he does his own thing on his own platforms, Skip is a lot more blazing than he is on Gilbert Arenas' show. But nevertheless, I digress. I'm just telling you, man, when people be talking about Skip Bayless, I be laughing. Man, y'all better stop playing with this man. Man, Skip Bayless, man, you don't want to battle this dude in this arena that we're talking about with this sports debates. Man, you don't want to debate Skip Bayless. This man will come with, man, this dude will come with facts and insults. Man, you can't handle this dude. You can't handle this dude. He helped Stephen A. reinvent himself. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't understand Shannon Sharp's. Shannon Sharp, this isn't this thing that he had, this last ordeal. Man, this ain't the first time that dude had failed because of his own actions. He failed at CBS. A lot of people don't realize. This dude was he wasn't an announcer for CBS, didn't make it. Nobody would touch Shannon Sharp with a 10-foot pole until Skip Bayless said, I want to give him a chance. Because, man, I'm telling you, when they first started that show together, man, Shannon was sharp. And I pun intended, he was sharp. And then he got into that whole Uncle Shannon thing, and it was less about facts with Shannon. And some of it, and I'm not saying he wasn't bringing facts, but some of it started being more about that persona. And Shannon, you could see his ego building up rather than Shannon staying with the facts. Because I remember when they first used to debate, man, Shannon was like he was on Skip neck. Fact after fact after fact after fact. Man, he was crazy with it. But then, like I said, as that persona got going, it just went in a whole different direction. But again, I digress. I don't understand why did he get on Unc and then say that he didn't. But y'all just heard him and he did. Man, listen to this Shannon Sharp clapback. This thing is crazy.
Said what he said about Skip. I'm not here to defend or protect or whatever he said about Skip. Mm-hmm. I was cool till he brought my name up.
What? Wait, it wasn't bad.
Advocate. I was an advocate.
Ocho Cinco, stop it. It was bad. It was bad. Miss Matrix, you make a great point. But again, Miss Matrix, people don't understand how smart Richard Sherman is. Richard Sherman comes from one of the smartest schools in the country. And he also about that life. Man, there's some stuff out there about Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman about that life. And Richard Sherman, I don't really know if he necessarily out debated Skip Bayless as much as he just said, I'm not putting up with none of your disrespect. I'm better than you. I'm better than you in my field than you are in your field. And again, I had to correct somebody on X about that today. Man, people do not understand how accomplished Skip Bayless actually is. Skip Bayless is actually very accomplished. Skip Bayless has been very successful in his field. And a lot of these people who say things like that, they're actually not more successful than Skip Bayless is in his field. I had to show it to someone else. I'm not going to do it tonight. Skip Bayless has gotten award after award after award after award. This guy, man, I'm telling you, I'm not taking up for him. I'm just speaking facts. Skip is not no dummy. Skip is very smart. And it takes a certain kind of person to be able to overcome Skip. And Miss Matrix, Richard Sherman is one of them. Richard Sherman. Sherman crazy, man. Sherman is the same person that stepped on TV talking about that wide receiver. Well, he was Crabtree. When you put a sorry wide receiver. When you put a sorry wide receiver like that on me. He's just different. And again, Reggie TX, you bring up Akeem Talib. Man. But Skip Bayless has always been a big fan of Akeem Talib. Man, I'm going to tell you something about Skip Bayless. A part of me believes that Skip Bayless loves the black culture and would probably love to be black. Man, Skip Bayless loves the black culture, man. He absolutely loves the black culture. He does. I'm not going to take that away from Skip. Skip don't say anything out of racism. Skip is just a crazy person, period.
Right.
Go back and look when he was coming out and see what I said about this young man.
Yes, sir.
He said, well, he knows how to play the right. You know what I do? This is what I do, Micah. Because what I believe, and I've said this before, chat, and y'all know I said this. Once a person has done something, whether or not he plays good or bad in a game, I don't take away from what he's already done. So Micah, me saying Micah is a phenomenal player. He's a first-team All-Pro. He's a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate. But he did not play well in this game. What's wrong with what I said? So here's some stats. Michael Parsons with the Cowboys, Ocho. He had 52.5 sacks, 21, 22, 23, 24. This year he played in Green Bay. He became only the second player in NFL history to notch 12-plus sacks in his first 4 seasons behind the only great, legendary Reggie White.
Right. Yeah.
Rest his soul. In 4 playoff games with Michael Parsons played with the Cowboys, he has 8 solo tackles, 10 assisted tackles, 1 sack, 0 interceptions, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumble recoveries, 0 touchdowns, 3 quarterback hits, 3 tackles for losses. Ocho, what am I supposed to do? Chat, please tell me what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons is a phenomenal player, but in order for the Cowboys to be better, he needs to be better.
All I'm gonna tell you is, you can't argue with it. It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to argue with that. Freddie Morales, he said, M. Dro, it was funny. I just wished Everett would have kicked Rome's butt. Boy, I saw that, boy. I saw that. Rome like the guy took out, boy. Like the guy took out. Reggie TX, man, I'm going to tell you the truth, bro. I've never understood why Ocho Cinco was on the show either. I've never understood it. Man, Chad Ocho Cinco gives some of the most generic. I don't understand it. His level of knowledge is just not there. I'm not telling you he don't have football knowledge, but when it comes to certain events, or when it just comes to certain things in football, Ocho don't give a lot of good information. But man, let me tell y'all something. I brought this up before, and I'm just going to touch base on it a little bit here. I want y'all to understand something. Do not let people fool you. When they talk about Micah Parsons' first 4 years in the NFL, he's had a great first 4 years in the NFL. But when people say that he's done something that only Reggie White has done, do not let people fool you. He's not even close. He's not even close to Reggie White. Man, people do not understand the man, Reggie White, nor do they understand how great Reggie White was. People do not understand how great Reggie White was. Let me show you something real quick, and then we're going to move on. Man, people do not understand. Reggie White was incredible. This is Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons in his first 4 seasons. Michael Parsons' rookie season, he got 13 sacks. His second season, 13 and a half sacks. Third season, 14 sacks. Fourth season, 12 sacks. And I'm thinking he was injured somewhat in 2024. I don't think people understand how incredible Reggie White was. When people start talking this Michael Parsons, Reggie White argument, man, this thing is, it is a tea kettle with 19,000 holes in it. He ain't close. These guys are not close to Reggie White. Look at Reggie White's career. This is his first 4 seasons breakdown. 1985. He recorded 13 sacks in 13 games to win the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. 1986, 18 sacks, 13, and it led to 13 consecutive Pro Bowl selections. 1986, 18 sacks. 1987, Defensive Player of the Year, 21 sacks in just 12 games. How many did it take? How many did it take? Myles Garrett? How many did it take Michael Strahan? 21 sacks in 12 games. You're an alien. You're an alien. You're an absolute alien. It's not even close when people have this conversation. Reggie White in 1988 recorded 18 sacks, leading the league in sacks 2 consecutive years. What? Do y'all realize there's a huge difference between 70 and 52? Reggie White was incredible. I don't even understand. I understand, but I don't understand. Man, this dude is incredible. Now, if you want to say one of only 5 players in NFL history to record double-digit sacks in their first 4 seasons, I don't have a problem with that argument. Okay, that's a great argument. But when you start putting people in the same conversation with Reggie White, I don't even know about that, Sebastian. I don't even know if Reggie White's supporting cast was better early. I don't know if his supporting cast was better early. No, man, Reggie was different, man. Michael ain't the same. I'm not telling you Michael's not talented. He ain't the same. He's not the same as Reggie, man. I'm sorry. He's not the same as Reggie. Reggie's an alien. Reggie White was an alien. And he's got some big shoes to fill even in Green Bay. Reggie White, this is where he made his claim to fame. It was in Green Bay. Reggie White is an alien, man. There is no getting around it. I mean, you'd have to see this dude play. He was different. He was different. They had to game plan for Reggie. And a lot of times, they still couldn't stop him. We always make excuses for Michael. We say he gets held. We say he gets double teamed. He gets chipped. He gets this, and this. They did those things to Reggie White. And they still couldn't stop him. They still couldn't stop him. They couldn't stop Reggie White. They just couldn't stop Reggie White. Carlos Rivera, I'll make another argument for you. Michael Parsons was on an incredible team in Green Bay. Did he look any different? Michael had a almost super team defense around him in Green Bay. I'm not telling you he didn't look good. He didn't look the way I thought he should have looked. I mean, they absolutely should have been blanking teams. Reggie was incredible. I'm just telling y'all. I don't know any other way to tell you. If you were ever to watch Reggie play and you watch Michael play, I'm telling you, there is no conversation. There is no conversation. Absolutely none. There's no conversation. Leah said, gee, I was around when Reggie first came to the league. I prayed he didn't kill a quarterback. And boy, if Jerome Brown was still around before, boy, I'm telling you, man. 808. How do you get 18 sacks in 12 games, bro? How do you get that many? Boy, Reggie was a monster, man. He's a monster. Man, I'm telling you, Demetrius, there are players that transcend eras. Reggie White could have played in any era and dominated. Reggie could have played in any era and dominated. The same thing about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan could have played. Man, it wouldn't even be. This NBA wouldn't be able to control Michael Jordan. You put Michael Jordan in a league with no hand checks? What? Forget it. Forget it. Absolutely forget it. There are players that transcend eras. He's one of them. Forget about it. I don't want all these people to try to make these arguments about the players they play. Man, Michael Jordan, imagine Michael Jordan in a league that don't like to play defense the way they do now. Forget about it. I'm telling you now, forget about it. Michael Jordan in a league with no hand checks? Forget it. Forget it. Michael Jordan would be 40 points a game every single night. 40-plus points a game every single night. Transcends eras. Reggie White. In this NFL, Reggie White would be destroying this league. Reggie would be destroying this league, man. Some of these doggone left, some of these right tackles, they wouldn't have a chance against they wouldn't have a chance against Reggie White. They wouldn't have a chance. Reggie would kill a lot of these teams, absolutely kill a lot of these teams today. I'm just telling you, he's a player that transcends eras. And I'll be honest with you, as much as I love Michael Parsons as a player, I don't believe he transcends eras. He doesn't have the size to transcend eras. Myles Garrett, though, now Myles Garrett has that. I believe Myles Garrett has the skill and the size to transcend eras. People don't understand, man. In the earlier eras, players were a lot bigger. And they were bigger and sometimes faster. These guys were different, man. Some of these guys were different, man. They were aliens. I mean, we got to check some of these players' DNA, man. You know, it's just like Lawrence Taylor. People don't understand. Lawrence Taylor could play in any era. And I'm telling you, in this era in particular, man, Lawrence Taylor wouldn't be able to be contained. He just wouldn't be able to be contained. Some of these players transcend eras. They just absolutely do. Just incredible. The Cowboys have had some of those players. Roger Staubach could play in any era. Tony Dorsett could play in any era. Man, people do not understand how fast Tony Dorsett was. The Cowboys have had a lot of players that could play in any era. People be hating on these dudes from the past, man. These dudes different, man. All right, let's get a couple of quick hits in here. Our last, we'll finish with the whole theme of the whole stream here at the end. Let's get a couple of quick hits in here. Skip Bayless, and I hope Michael Parsons does not fall for this. I hope Michael Parsons has the right advisors around him. Do not fall for the okie doke. You do not need to do this, Michael Parsons. I really would like to know who are the people that advise Michael Parsons. Who are these people? Somebody needs to advise him. Do not tangle with Skip Bayless. Do not tangle with Skip Bayless. It's futility. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't benefit you any. Man, let me tell you something. Man, when you get into it with a person like a Skip Bayless, it just takes away a lot of energy. You come away from a battle with Skip Bayless, and I'm telling you, this is exactly what wore on Shannon Sharp. People do not understand, man. Debating is exhausting. Debating is exhausting. Even when you think about First Take, they don't debate as much as they did when Skip Bayless was there. Every topic with Skip Bayless was a debate. It was a battle. Man, debating takes a lot of energy out of you. Takes a lot of energy out of your spirit. You got to be real careful with that. And I'm telling you right now, and it's as hard as even as crazy as Richard Sherman is, he couldn't do that on a weekly basis with Skip Bayless. He couldn't do it. I'm telling you now, Skip would wear him down. Skip would wear him down to the point that he'd probably try to do something to him. Skip is the kind of person that Skip can say all kinds of things about you and go out to dinner with you afterwards like nothing happened. Skip's an entertainer. I think Miss Matrix said it earlier. LaQueen might have said it earlier. Skip's an entertainer. Skip is a shark out there in the water, man. You don't want to go out in them shark-infested waters. Man, you are an NFL player. This is not your realm. It is not your realm. Let me read super chat and then I'm going to read a couple comments. Quentin Warner, appreciate these super chats. Quentin Warner said 50-50 on the Michael Parsons thing. He says if your opponent's game plan is just for you come to playoffs, then why didn't DC adjust? Will not say Michael Parsons was at fault. You know what? We got to stop pretending too, Quentin, like Michael Parsons didn't have some players playing with him. We definitely got to stop pretending like he didn't have players playing with him. He had some players playing with him. I'm not saying they were the best players in the world, but he had some players playing with him. He had Oso Digizua. He had DeMarcus Lawrence. He had players playing with him. Quentin said, gee, you can't compare what was playing weight of both players. MP not even a true defensive end. I love Reggie White, but could he play linebacker at that weight? Well, I got to ask you a question, Quentin. Could Michael Parsons play linebacker? Because I kept saying he should have played linebacker. And I still say he's not in the conversation with Reggie White. And you're kind of making that point. You said the weight of the players. This is another reason why I would never mention Michael Parsons in the conversation with Reggie White. I wouldn't mention him in the same conversation as Reggie White because of the size of Reggie White. I wouldn't mention him in the same conversation as Reggie White because of the run stopper Reggie White was. Now, you ready for the next one, my brother Quentin? I wouldn't mention him in the same conversation with Reggie White because of the way Reggie White sacked the quarterback in his first 4 years. There is a huge difference between 70 sacks and 52. That's an entire season today. That's an entire season. There are edge rushers that don't get 18 sacks in a season. That's an anomaly. He's not even in the conversation. He's not. He's not in the conversation. We don't need to put Reggie White at linebacker because Reggie White isn't trying to be a linebacker. But meanwhile, we got Michael Parsons trying to be a defensive end. I've been saying he's out of position. Appreciate that super chat. Quentin Warner said, gee, more physical back then. I agree. Standing ovation. I agree, probably not as fast as today. And I agree with you again, they are soft today. And this is another reason why I keep contending. man, he couldn't even be in the conversation with Reggie. Reggie was a true defensive end. Michael isn't a true defensive end. He's a linebacker playing edge rusher. Sober truth, he said Michael Jordan today would have 50 points. How they so 3-point hungry. Oh, yeah, Michael Jordan, man, they wouldn't have a chance today. Wouldn't have a chance today. Man, some of these old players are transcendent. I believe Troy Aikman is transcended too. Troy Aikman could play in any era. McMahon, he said discussing Mike in the same sentence as Reggie speaks to how good Michael is. I don't agree, because I don't think he's as good as Reggie. He said, I feel when people try to compare White, it does him a disservice. Yeah, exactly. When people try to compare him to White. Okay, so I hear what you're saying. So I agree with what you're saying to a degree, McMahon. I agree with you. So this is the comment that I made earlier. If someone's going to tell me that Michael Parsons is one of only 5 defensive or edge rushers that have gotten double-digit sacks in their first 4 seasons, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is when people start, they pinpoint Reggie White in particular. Nah, I got a problem with that. Yeah, I got a problem with that. I don't want them to even go in there. Because Reggie is a true defensive end. You're talking about apples and walnut. Mike T says Skip will mop the floor with MP. I agree. Man, people don't understand. Skip Bayless, this is his realm, man. This is Skip's realm. Because Michael Parsons said, I bet you Skip won't say it to my face. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, and somebody told me I had to bet my life savings on whether or not Skip Bayless would tell Michael Parsons to... Y'all tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Who in the chat don't believe that if Skip Bayless and Michael Parsons got in a debate and they're in the same room, somebody tell me in the chat you don't believe that Skip Bayless would tell Michael Parsons to his face that he glad the Cowboys traded him and he's not that good. I guarantee you Skip Bayless would. Man, Skip Bayless told Shannon Sharp, who is bigger than Michael Parsons. Man, people don't understand, man. Shannon Sharp is the Black Incredible Hulk. This man told Shannon Sharp to his face, you jealous of Tom Brady, and put your glasses back on. Boy, Michael better stop playing with Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless will have you in jail, man. Skip Bayless will have Michael Parsons in jail with them insults, bro. I'll tell you right now. Skip Bayless will have this man in jail. Let's see if we can listen to what Skip Bayless had to say. Skip Bayless is trying to bait Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons, man, I'm telling you, brother, and I'm not hating on you when I'm saying about Reggie White. I'm just telling you how great Reggie White was. This is why comparison is the robber of joy. Let Michael Parsons build his own career. It's not over yet. Let's see what Michael Parsons turns out to be. He may absolutely turn out to be one of the best to ever do it. But let's stop comparing him so early in his career. So let's check out Skip Bayless and what he has to say about Michael Parsons. Boy, he wants this so bad he can smell it.
Challenge you to meet me face to face on whatever venue you choose. We can do home and home. You can do my new show, Arena Gridiron, and I'll do your podcast. Arena Gridiron exploded through the NFL season. And
yeah, Arena Gridiron is pretty good.
Do it at least once a week through the off season. I'm going to say right to your face, this Twitter ass motherfucker, Twitter finger ass motherfucker. I'll say right to your face what I've always said about you, Micah Parsons. I'll tell you exactly what I've always said about you, face to face, eye to eye, man to man, Micah Parsons. You and I, let's do it. Let's go.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Micah Parsons. Don't do it. Don't do it, Micah Parsons. Do not do this. This will not go well. This will not go well. Do not go well. I'm telling you, Skip Bayless is that crazy. Skip. I'm telling y'all, Skip is that crazy. I'm telling y'all right now, there are very few people that are built to battle. There are very few people. There are very few people built to battle Skip Bayless. There are very few people built. There are very few people built to battle Skip Bayless, man. I'm telling you. Bass said Skip. Bass, you hey man. Bass, you better tell him, man. Bass, you better tell him about Skip Bayless. Bass, you better tell him about Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless is about that life. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling y'all right now. Skip Bayless is about that life, man. That's why I be laughing at people out there trying to talk about, oh, yeah, Skip Bayless is this. And one of the Cowboy followers was, I'm not going to say his name. Y'all already know who he is. He out there trying to tell Michael Parsons what to say to Skip. Man, you better stay away from Skip Bayless, man. Skip is different, man. Skip is different. I'm just telling y'all, man, Skip different. He crazy. Bass said Michael want to throw hands with him. Bass said Michael want to throw hands with a mummy. Skip talking reckless out there. Boy, y'all better leave Skip Bayless alone. Boy, y'all better leave Skip Bayless alone, boy. Skip different, man. Skip different. I'm telling you, man. Okay, substitution value, you want me playing again? Boy, man, Skip Bayless is off the chain, boy. Don't, Michael Parsons, don't do it, bro. I think I'm gonna have to go to X tonight and tell Michael, don't do it. Don't do it.
Skip Bayless. All them.
Micah Parsons, I challenge you to meet me face to face on whatever venue
Don't do
you
it.
choose. We can do home and home. You can do my new show, Arena Gridiron, and I'll do your podcast. Arena Gridiron exploded through the NFL season, and we will continue to do it at least once a week through the off season. I'm going to say right to your face, this Twitter motherfucker, Twitter finger motherfucker. I'll say right to your face what I've always said about you, Micah Parsons. I'll tell you exactly what I've always said about you, face to face, eye to eye, man to man, Micah Parsons. You and I, let's do it. Let's go.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Indy Row. I'll take this bet any day. I don't gamble, but I believe it. Skip would actually let Michael punch him in the face just because of the views. Stop playing with this man. Skip Bayless is crazy work, man. Michael be suspended for the whole season. Michael found himself in court trying to sit across from Skip Bayless. Mike T said it might get physical. Michael Parsons won't handle it. Man, he was on the thing talking about they won't say it to my face. Boy, you better stop playing. Skip Bayless, man. Skip Bayless has said some of the most outlandish things to people on that show. Oh, man. No, I don't want to see it, David Duval. He said, let's get Skip versus Michael Parsons. Robowski said, no, do it, Micah. He said, I want to see the drama. No, don't do it. Don't do it. McMahon said, don't do it either. He said, sometimes you got to put your pride to the side. Don't do it. Boy, I'm telling you right now, Micah, don't do it. Sub-Zero, appreciate that super chat. Sub-Zero said, Skip is a bad man. Leave him alone, Michael. You're going to get more than your feelings hurt. This is a confident Skip here. Leave this man alone, bro. Skip is crazy. Man, Skip is about that life, bro. Y'all better stop playing. Skip, one of Skip's best friends is Lil Wayne. Boy, y'all better stop playing with Skip Bayless. One of this man's best friend, man, is Lil Wayne. I'm telling you, man, Skip crazy. Dak fan for life said Michael Parsons will catch an elder abuse case. Man, I'm telling you right now. Stay away from Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, man, Mr. Dro, people don't understand what you're saying, bro. Skip ain't nothing to play with. Brad said that's bait. Boy, you better believe it. Clifford said Michael Parsons get his feelings hurt by Skip Bayless. Boy, you better leave Skip Bayless alone. I'm telling you right now. Skip Bayless is built different, bro. Skip Bayless is built different. I'm just telling you right now. Bass said partially Michael did bring this on himself because he never shut up. Bass, let me tell you something. Micah, and this is why I'm glad Michael is gone from the Cowboys. This is bad energy even in the offseason. Man, this is bad energy. Bro, you don't have time for this in your life. I just couldn't give Skip Bayless this type of residence in my head. I couldn't give Skip residence because now Skip, this is what Skip wants. Skip likes to live in people's head, man. He likes to live in your brain. He likes to say things that make you go, I can't believe Skip said that. Man, how many things have we heard Skip say over the years? And we go, I can't believe Skip actually said that. Im Dro, he said, what's funny is Skip means every word he said. Man, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. Reggie said he's paid money to see it. Man, I'm telling you, boy, Big Boss Dog, he just rolling over here, bro. Ron Bowski said, let's do it. He said, feed this catastrophe into my face. Don't do it. Michael Parsons, I'm begging you, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Sub-Zero said, man, Skip been doing this for years. Watch out, Michael. You really don't want this version of Skip. Man, all Skip see is clicks, likes, followers, popularity. That's all Skip sees. That's all Skip sees. Evan Chusavelle said if Michael Parsons would be more than physically hurt if he go against Skip. Boy, better leave Skip alone, boy. Big Boss Dog said he got 20 on Skip. Man, I'm telling you, better leave Skip alone, bro. Jeremy Betts, he'll tell him to his face. He told Shannon, I said it earlier. I was laughing. Man, Skip said, put your glasses back on. Boy, I can't believe that Shannon didn't attack him right there. But I believe that was the beginning of the end of them two. Thomas Roth, he said, Skip, the leader of the Sleep Stacks. You better man. Shoot. You go low, Skip will go to hell on you. Skip will go to hell on you, man. Boy, you going way back. He said you remember when Ronaldo got it. Oh, Reggie TX, I'm too old, bro. Boy, we too old. I remember. Mike T said he was the main reporter at Valley Ridge and Jerry threw him out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Demetrius Noel said Michael going to make another bed that he's going to lay in by himself. Don't do it. Demetrius, if I'm Green Bay, I'm calling this dude right now and I'm telling him, leave this alone. Sub-Zero, he said, you see how quick Shannon bailed out on that Skip Bayless comment? He knows. Boy, you ain't lying. Ron Henderson, he see this going real bad for Michael Parsons. Boy, y'all got me rolling tonight, boy. Boy, y'all got me rolling tonight, boy. Boy, hey, Quinn Scott, you better tell him, man, Skip will send you to jail, bro. For real. He will send you to jail. Somebody said Shaka. Thomas said Shaka go do the play-by-play. Oh, man said Parsons went from Micah to Maka. He's in his feelings. He said ain't no dang way the lions that stuff with the kitten stuff. Yeah. A lion don't do that kitten stuff. I get you. Yeah. Oh, Sub-Zero. Yeah, Skip has material for the entire offseason. He said, thanks, Michael, for keeping the focus off the Cowboys. Good work, bro. Standing ovation on that one, bro. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Bro, this is why I'm telling y'all. I'm so glad this kind of stuff is not with the Cowboys no more. This is too much, man. This absorbs the energy of people. This, it's funny for us. But in the same time, I know a lot of us think, it isn't funny because it's immaturity on the part of Micah Parsons, and he should be above this. But it's funny that Micah Parsons actually believes that he can step into the arena with a shark. You don't go into the deep water with a shark. Man, you done. You are done. It ain't working, bro. Mike T said Mike is getting a phone call from Stephen A. Smith not to do it. Boy, you are not lying, bro. Boy, you are not lying. Boy, I hope Stephen A. Smith does get on the phone, bro. Clifford said Michael Parsons won't get just suspended. Skip, make sure Michael won't play in the NFL. Boy, you ain't lying, boy. Boy, you are not lying, Clifford. Michael Parsons, stay away from Skip Bayless, bro. Stay away from Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless wants this so bad he can smell it, bro. He wants this so bad he can smell it. He can smell it. Don't do it. All right, let me finish up for the night, man. I'm sorry. I didn't think that was going to go that long, but y'all got me rolling on the Skip Bayless thing. All right. So James Slater had a couple of things to say about Christian Parker.
Haters and fans.
Jane Slater had a couple of things to say about Christian Parker, and she was talking about why the Cowboys like Christian Parker. Let's check this out. Boy, I can't stop laughing, boy. Mike Parsons better leave. He better leave Skip alone, boy.
Follow me, and I can tell.
Yeah. Christian Parker is one of them. I'm very excited about Christian Parker. And I'm telling you this thing about Christian Parker. I think there's something to this. Christian Parker is a very respectable young man. And I believe that he will look at Brian Schottenheimer as the coach. I'm not sure if Matt Eberflus actually looked at Brian Schottenheimer as the coach. As in, man, I've already done this before. I've been a head coach before. I mean, you think about how that might sit with somebody, that they're a new head coach, but you've been a head coach. And you would rather them come to you than you go to them. And the level of, and maybe not so much respect, but what kind of respect do you have for a first-year head coach and being Matt Eberflus? Christian Parker, when you look at the pictures on X and you see how Brian Schottenheimer is interacting with Christian Parker, when you see many of those photos, I wish I would have saved some of them today, but when you see the way that Brian Schottenheimer, he's got his arms around Christian Parker, joking with Christian Parker, it's a whole different vibe, man. It's a vibe. It's like, okay, we don't have the why so serious Matt Eberflus that even when he's smiling, he looks like he's not smiling. The oh so serious Matt Eberflus, no, now you got Christian Parker, somebody who matches the energy, matches the vision. Matt Eberflus was never multiple. Matt Eberflus was never multiple. Even when Brian was singing that song of being multiple, Matt Eberflus was saying, nah, I ain't going to be multiple. We ain't got the players. I'm not going to be multiple, bro. We're going to run zone 97% of the time because I don't have the players to be multiple. I'm telling you, I bet you Brian and Matt Eberflus were bumping heads left and right. I bet you they were bumping heads. Just constantly, even if they were not arguing. I guarantee you people could feel the energy of they don't have the same vision. Christian and CP seem to have the same vision. And we're going to see. Let me read this. Thomas said, how are we going to get that many linebackers? This is going to be a big shift talent-wise. Okay, Thomas Roth, let me explain to you. Donovan Ezeraku. He's already linebacker size. He actually played linebacker this year, regardless of him being on the outside. The Cowboys were already kind of playing 3-4 because when you look at that 5-2 defense, it actually is the 3-4 defense in a sense, just different personnel. So it won't be a problem. Donovan Ezeraku is going to blend right into this. I do believe Jadeveon Clowney can play this too, but I still say I would still like to see the Cowboys get another linebacker or two. Read a couple more here. My sister, Miss Matrix, said CP is one of who we haven't seen a single down of his defense. Gee, let's slow down a lot of bit. Well, when I say he's one of them, I'm talking about his mind. I like the way he thinks. I not only like the way he thinks, Miss Matrix, I like the people that he's been around. He's been around some very successful defensive coordinators. And I'll be honest with you, Miss Matrix, I, for one, am glad the Cowboys have gotten away from the Rod Marinelli style of defense, don't bend, don't break. I can't help but be excited because the Cowboys are coming into, they're finally coming into the 21st century. The Cowboys have been in the 20th century on defense for years. So the change is what I'm excited about. It seems like it's more of a throwback to when Jimmy brought in all of these different types of, all these coaches, these very innovative coaches that could do so many different things. That's why I'm excited about CP. I also like his swag. I like his confidence level. And confidence doesn't come from the fact that he thinks he's good or looks good. I believe his confidence level comes from the fact that he knows his stuff. Now, the question is, will they get him the players? And that's why I'm asking, do we trust Jerry Jones? Let me read a couple comments, then we're going to hit the draft defense. Let's see here. But I definitely can understand your skepticism. Thomas said, need a corner and safety now. How many linebackers? This is going to be tricky, especially no bench to draw from. Jerry better back up, better back CP up. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think Jerry's going to do that. Jeremy said the way CP articulated and presented in that press conference and handled the question from the local media got me bought in, all in on his innovative mind, concepts, and we're going to have the defense humming. Miss Matrix, do you remember? Let me ask you a question, and I'm asking this to all of us, but I like to ask my sister, Miss Matrix, questions. Miss Matrix, do you remember Matt Eberflus's first press conference with the Cowboys? It actually wasn't a press conference either. Anybody remember Matt Eberflus's first interview with the Cowboys? I can actually remember it like yesterday. And the way he was talking versus the way Christian Parker was talking is two totally different things. I think I did a video on this on the channel. Let me see. See if I can pull it up real quick. Matt Eberflus said some things, and I want you to, and I'm telling you, we should have already knew what we were going to expect. We should have already knew what to expect when we heard what Matt Eberflus first said when the Cowboys talked to him. Let me see if I can go all the way back here. I want to find it here as we're talking. Let me see. Matt Eberflus said something that I thought was very telling about who he was going to be with the Cowboys during his tenure. And again, just kind of showing you early on, a lot of people don't realize, but early on, I already had my doubts about Matt Eberflus. I was already talking about, will Matt Eberflus's defense be enough for the Dallas Cowboys to win a championship? I was already talking about this stuff. I was very concerned about Matt Eberflus as I started studying some of his stuff. Let me go back. I want you to hear, and if I can't find it, we'll use it on tomorrow's show. But one of the things that Matt Eberflus said that was so different than Christian Parker, Matt Eberflus said from the jump, and I don't think people understood, I don't think people paid attention. When Clarence Hill first asked Matt Eberflus about stopping the run in Dallas, the first thing out of his mouth was, we need players. Let me see if this is the interview. Let's see.
I want to really thank the Jones family for bringing me on as a defensive coordinator and Brian Schottenheimer. Excited about the opportunity to do that and going forward just really attacking this job and working with the players to have an attacking defense. Yeah, I was here 7 years before, so I know the family well. I know the community. I know the fan base, and it's exciting to be back. I want to really thank the Jones family.
Okay, I'm going to find it. If I can't, like I said, I'll find it for tomorrow's show. But I don't know if anybody remember, but Matt Eberflus actually foreshadowed what he was going to do. One of the things he told Clarence Hill, that in order to stop the run, he said the Cowboys were going to have to get players.
How do you get
Okay, here it is, matter of fact.
your defensive line to that kind of championship level where you can win the division again?
Yeah, that's really about getting the depth there that we need. I know that we've had some free agents leave us over the last couple years, but they're really some good pieces that are there, to work from. So it's exciting to be able to look at that in the future in terms of draft and acquiring other players that are at special talent guys, and we're excited to get that done.
Matt, I know it's only been a few weeks, but what's been your impression of Shoddy as a head coach so far?
Just the enthusiasm.
NBC5.
What would you say is like the hallmark of the defensive philosophy that you have?
Yeah, pretty simple. We take the ball away.
Of course, we know he never achieved that. I was trying to find the part where he was talking to Clarence Hill, and this may be here. Let's see.
How many conversations have you had with him already?
Okay, so let's listen to Clarence Hill. Ask him these questions and watch how he answers.
And adjusting our scheme every single year with Brian Schottenheimer to be able to look and see at the defensive experiences that I had, and just working together, to be able to utilize me because I do have the experience of being a head coach for him, and to make his job easier.
See, I want you to think about this Matt Eberflus answer he gave that Brian could look to him. I don't think Brian was comfortable looking to him. I don't think Brian was comfortable looking to him because I think as time went on, Brian didn't look at him like that. But I think that Matt Eberflus still looked at himself like that. And I think he was very prideful in the fact that he thought that he knew what he was doing and nothing was going to change.
Was it for you to bring some of your guys from Chicago and Indy with you here?
Yeah, I wanted to really have just a clear view of what I did the interview process with Brian.
See, this was one of the big mistakes that Jerry made. They didn't do what they did with Christian Parker. They basically hired Matt Eberflus, gave him the keys to the defense, and said, bring your staff from Chicago.
Schottenheimer to be able to look and see at the defensive staff. And we brought some guys here, but we got some new faces too. I always believe that having new ideas, so to speak, but also to really utilize your skill sets of the players you have currently on your roster.
Getting back to Mike, how many conversations?
Now, isn't it strange how Matt Eberflus was talking about using the skill set of the players that you have on your roster, and Matt Eberflus never did that?
Have you had with him already? And certainly this is his third defensive coordinator, I think, or maybe fourth out since he's been in the league. Obviously different systems, and have you impressed him on the importance of using him to the best of his ability and moving him around like he's done in the past, or what's the focus there?
Yeah, I really can't talk much football at this time of year with the guys. Just talk with him more personally what he was doing. I think he was at Disney with his kids at the time, but he knows that we'll adjust and make him in the best light that he can be in terms of position, in terms of pass rush, and really utilizing what he.
Now, this right here, I believe, sunk Matt Eberflus. I think this was a part of what sunk him. he had a plan for Michael Parsons. And after Michael Parsons was gone, he never adjusted. This is the NFL. This is the game. People get traded. He never made an adjustment.
Then and now when you got hired here?
Yeah, you always do that. I do that every
I'm going to find this. I'll find it tomorrow, Miss Matrix. But one of the reasons why I'm excited about Christian Parker is while Matt Eberflus was saying some of the same things, he also said, though, the thing that I found that was so troubling is that he said that we needed players. Anybody notice that Christian Parker really didn't make that he didn't really hit on that. His focus was, I want to make sure we focus on the players that we already have. We have a plan for the players that we already have. I thought that was very powerful when he said that. I thought that was very powerful. So this is why I'm excited, Miss Matrix, about Christian Parker, because I think the mindset is different. The Bible says, so as a man thinketh, so is he. So if Jerry gets him the players, I think Christian Parker is going to be exciting for us. Ron said, I love the press conference for CP and Shotty had yesterday. I like the man's football IQ. Is impressive for a man his age, in my opinion. Yeah. He's one of those guys who basically this is what he did. He just went right into coaching. Quinn Warner said, gee, my issue is all these Cowboys fans, how we have contributors like Osa, etc., $80 million for 3 sacks. You pay Clowney petty cash for more production. You know what? Quinn Warner, I can't help but agree. And I do think this is what Jerry is expecting. They are expecting Quentin Warner to make that. Quentin Warner. This is where the Cowboys are expecting Christian Parker to make the difference in coaching and scheme. Because the Cowboys I think the Cowboys believe they have better players than what they look like. And so they're expecting Christian Parker. They're believing that Christian Parker and his staff is going to come in and have this thing humming. All right, Jeremy Betts, we about to get off too. Appreciate you for rocking with us tonight. Yeah, Ezra Raku, he's already playing linebacker, Thomas Roth, ain't he? He's already playing it. Yeah, he's already playing it. I think the Cowboys are going to be fine with that whole situation. All right. Let me get a couple more of these quick hits in as we're talking about defense. Then we're going to get out of here in the next 10 minutes. This is another question that was asked about the Cowboys. Somebody made a comment about the Cowboys draft defense. The sky is blue, as if we didn't know that we needed defense. Let's look at this.
Go double dipping in the first round on defensive prospects?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why that's something that should be out of the question field. I mean, you saw them all last year. They struggle at all 3 levels. They lack physicality at all 3 levels. They need pass rushers in particular on the first level. They need speed at linebacker. They need cover guys in the secondary. So for me, this makes you automatically start thinking about who are guys who are like physical at the first level. Look, that's Akeem Mesidor. Look, him and Ruben Bain, we saw how they terrorized college football this year. And the thing about Akeem is that he's an inside-outside player. He started off as a defensive tackle, cut weight, and then became a defensive end. So he's a guy.
See, this Akeem Mesidor guy, this is probably one of these guys that we should be looking at, Akeem Mesidor. Because, again, everybody is talking about the Cowboys getting the best player at a position. I don't think they necessarily need the best player at a position. I think they just need good to great players so they can build the best team. Guys that can fit into the scheme and guys that are coachable and guys that can dominate once you coach them up. So this guy, Akeem Mesidor, this is a guy that the Cowboys should probably be looking at too.
Player who can then wind up being someone who can move inside and outside. And then when you're looking at it in the secondary, when you look at a guy like Jermod McCoy, look, Jermod is one of those dudes who can play man in zone, press, or off.
Yeah.
So really, he is scheme diverse. You don't have to kind of pencil him into being a man cover guy or a zone cover guy because he's got the instincts and the football intellect to do both. And these are high-level performers, and they need as many of them as they can get.
Powerful. Powerful comment there, man. Powerful comment. I agree. Cowboys need guys that can do multiple things. And that was one of the things that I like that Christian Parker talked about. So, there's not going to be no more of a player talking about he can only play this and that. The players who are going to get the snaps is the players who can play in multiple schemes. I like it. I really do like it. Ron said a good defense coordinator would fit the scheme around the players he has watching on film, what they do and don't do well. Eberflus was a bad hire from day one. Yeah, he said all the right things, but he did what he wanted to do. Yeah, he did what he wanted to do. Cliff said Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill being released. What will be the outcome getting Bradley Chubb? I hope they go after Bradley Chubb. I think Bradley Chubb would be great for the Cowboys. Thomas Ross said, I'm saying Steelers-type personnel, not necessarily a trade, but a defensive end first draft pick, need linebackers, cornerback too. Yeah, they're gonna have to hit in free agency. And so let's kind of close the show out with the question that we opened it up with. Do we trust Jerry Jones? And I'm not mad if you don't. But I think it's very interesting. We got Mr. Hasselbeck talking about, and maybe I don't have it. Okay. Save the wrong film clip, I believe. Let me see. Okay, I saved the wrong film clip, so we might not be able to close on that one tonight. Had a really good film clip. Mina Kimes was talking about trusting. Okay, here it is. I got it.
Single
All right.
level of that.
This is Mina Kimes and Hasselbeck talking about trusting Jerry Jones with those two first-round draft picks. All right, let's roll it.
Field mentioned, the need at, kind of every single level of that Cowboys defense. And I think that's fair that, you look at them and you can say, look, edge rusher, sure. Linebacker, sure. Someone in the secondary, sure. I think we've got to give Jerry Jones, general manager, a little bit of credit. Now, clearly he's got a personnel, department working around him, but they've drafted talent extremely well.
Now, this is the part that I want to point out to us. This is why I'm not all about the best player at a position. Man, the Cowboys have been, it's not like they haven't done that. Since 1989, the Cowboys have the most first-team all-pro draft picks. Let that sink in. And other than 92 through 95, we've yet to yield a Super Bowl since. We got to get players that fit the scheme. That's what we got to do. Get players that fit the scheme that you're trying to do. You are drafting so high in this draft that you should be able to get some of those players.
You just look at, this graphic here in terms of, how guys have turned out that they've drafted in terms of, being all pros. I just...
Look at this. Since 2020, only 3 of the 4 are still on the team. 2 of the 4 are still on the team. Micah, gone. Diggs, gone. Deron Bland, hurt. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, I got you on that, Miss Matrix. Sometimes I think Mina Kimes be trying to be too smart for her own good.
So I do think that... when you look at where they're picking, which, Field kind of termed it kind of a value area, the fact that there are multiple needs, and the fact that, kind of some of their, concerns that they would have had on the offensive side of the ball, seem to be, they seem to be in pretty good shape there. It feels like it's going to be a defensive pick, and it feels like maybe in some ways there's a bit of luxury in terms of what you end up doing, how you end up fixing the problem.
Yep. So the question becomes, Hasselbeck says he trusts Jerry Jones. So I believe that the question that we had as the theme for tonight, I believe that it's yet to be seen. It is yet to be seen. Jerry Jones kind of did his thing on offense last year. This year, it's the year of the defense. Jerry Jones, I believe they made a great hire at the defense coordinator. But again, Miss Matrix, you're right. We got to see it on the field. And it's all going to be, also the outcome will be determined by the players they get him. I believe he's going to do a great job. But again, will Jerry Jones be able to get this thing done? Will he be able to get George Pickens with no drama? Will he maybe extend George Pickens? We still got to remember Brandon Aubrey needs to be signed. Jadeveon Clowney needs to be signed. We still got some things to do. Then we got to go in free agency. And I believe we got to hit in free agency. I believe we need a big fish, a medium fish, and then we need some depth. Once we get past that, then we see what we got and we go in the draft. And if it is a possibility, maybe we can trade back the number 20 pick. Maybe we get us an extra pick in the second round, or maybe we can get ourselves back in the third round. I believe the Cowboys' first 2 picks, they're going to make some phenomenal picks in the first round. And then everything else will be so drunk with joy that everything else they do will be gravy. Everything else will be gravy. I think the Cowboys are going to do a great job this year. I really do think they're going to do a great job. But can we trust Jerry Jones? Based on last year, I say yes. But there is still another year to go, and that's this year. And Jerry is going to be able to really win this fan base, because Jerry has done a great job over the last 2 seasons. Jerry is really winning this fan base. Jerry is winning this fan base with some of the things that he's doing. Matt Eberflus, we now realize it was a mistake. He's hired Christian Parker. Brian Schottenheimer, people thought was a mistake. And it may be one of the best things he's done. So we're gonna see as we go on, and this is going to be the year we're gonna know, can we trust Jerry Jones? But I think Jerry Jones has already did some great things this past season, and I think he's gearing up to do some great things this season. First things first, let's get this headache out of the way. Let's extend George Pickens, and I think everything else just falls into place. All right, guys, y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. Can we trust Jerry Jones? Y'all leave it in the chat, leave it in the comments after this is over. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. Y'all make sure y'all tell Michael Parsons don't do it. Tell him don't do it. Leave this mess alone. Man, you got too many blessings in your life to be focusing on this negativity. I believe we're going to be able to do it. And I'm excited about this season. We're going to be back tomorrow, and then we'll be focusing on the Combine next week. And we're going to also be looking at the road to the Super Bowl. And we're going to start all the way in free agency. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until the next time, TC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.